During the summer of 2003, events in the northeastern United States involving a strange human-like creature sparked brief local media interest before an apparent blackout was enacted. Little or no information was left intact, as most online and written accounts of the creatures were mysteriously destroyed, primarily focused in rural New York State. Self-proclaimed witness told stories of their encounters with a creature of unknown origin. Emotion raised from extremely traumatic levels of pride and discomfort to an almost childlike sense of playfulness and curiosity. While their public persons are no longer on record, the memories remain powerful. Several of the involved parties began looking for answers that year. In early 2006, the collaboration had accumulated nearly 2 dozen accounts dating between the 12th century and present day, spanning four continents in almost all cases. The stories were identical. I have been in contact with a member of this group and was able to get some expert from their upcoming book, The Rake, a suicide note, 1964. As I prepare to take my life, I feel it necessary to exaggerate my guilt or pain I have introduced through this act. It is not the fault of anyone other than him. For once I awake and feel this presence, and once I awake and saw his form, once again I awake and heard his voice and looked into his eyes. I cannot sleep without fear of what I might awake to experience. I cannot ever wait. Goodbye. Found in the same wooden box with two empty envelopes addressed to William and Rose and one loose personal letter with no envelope. Dearest Lynn, I have prayed for you. He spoke your name. A journal entry translated from Spanish 1880. I have experienced the greatest terror. I have experienced the greatest terror. I have experienced the greatest terror. I see his eyes when I close mine. They are hollow, black. They saw me and pierced me. His right hand, I will not sleep. His voice, unintelligible text. A Marine's log, 1691. He came to me immensely from the foot of my bed. I felt a sensation. He took everything. We must return of England. We shall not return here again at the request of the Rake. From a witness, 2006. 3 years ago, I had returned home trip from Niagara Falls with my family for the 4th of July. We are all very exhausted for after a long day of driving. So my husband and I put the kids right to bed and folded on the night. At about 4 a.m., I wake up thinking my husband had gotten up to use the bedroom. I used the moment to steal by the seat, only to wake him up because I overlapped and told him I thought he got out of the bed. When he turned to face me, he gasped and pulled his feet up from the head of the bed so quickly his knee almost knocked me out of the bed. He then grabbed me and said nothing. After adjusting to the dark for half a second, I was able to see what caused a strange reaction. At the foot of the bed, sitting and facing away from us, there was what appeared to be a naked man or a large hairy dog of some sort. His position was disturbing and unnatural, as if he had been hit by a car or something. For some reason, I was not instantly frightened by it, but more concerned as to its condition. At this point, I was somewhat under the assumption that we were supposed to help him. My husband was feeling over his arm and knee, tucked into the fetal position, occasionally glancing at me before returning to the creature. In a flurry of motion, the creature scrambled around the side of the bed and then crawled quickly in a falling sort of motion right along the bed until it was less than a foot from my husband's face. The creature was completely silent for about 30 minutes, or probably closer to 5. It just seemed like a while. Just looking at my husband, the creature then placed its hands on his knee and ran into the hallway, leading to the kids' room. I screamed and ran for the light switch, planning to stop him before he hurt my children. When I got to the hallway, the light from the bedroom was enough to see it crouching, hunched over about 20 feet away. He turned around and looked directly at me, covered in blood. I flipped the switch on the wall and saw my daughter Clara. The creature ran down the stairs while my husband and I rushed to help our daughter. She was very badly injured and spoken only once more in a short life. She said, he ate the rake. My husband drove his car into the lake that night while not rushing our daughter to the hospital. He did not survive. Being a small town, news got around pretty quickly. The police were helpful at first, and the local newspaper took an interest as well. However, the story was never published, and the local television news never followed up either. For several months, my son Justin and I stayed in a hotel near my parents' house. After we decided to return home, I began looking for answers myself. I eventually located a man in the next town over who had a similar story. We got in contact and began talking about an experience. He knew of two other people in New York who had seen the creature we now refer to as the Rake. It took the four of us about solid years of hunting on the internet and writing letters to come up with a small collection of what they believed to be the accounts of Rake. None of them give any details, history or follow-up. One journal had an entry involving the creature, its first 3 pages, and never mentioned it again. The ship's log claimed nothing on encounters, saying only that they were told to leave by the Rake. That was the last entry in the log. There are, however, many instances where the creature's visit was one of a series of visits with the same person. Multiple people also began mentioned being spoken to, my daughter included. This led us to wonder if the Rake had visited any of us before our last encounter. I set up a digital recorder near my bed and left it running all night. Every night for 2 weeks I would tediously scan through the sounds of me rolling in my bed each day when I wake up. By the end of the second week I was quite used to being found of sleep while blurring to the recording at least 8 times the normal speed. This still took almost an hour every day. On the first day of the third week I thought I had something different. What I found was real voice. It was the Rake. I can listen to it long enough to begin to transcribe it. I haven't let anyone listen to it. All I know is that I have heard it before, and now I believe that it spoke when it was sitting in front of my husband. I don't remember hearing anything at the time, but for some reason the voice in the recorder immediately brings me back to that moment. The thoughts that must have gone through my daughter's head make me very upset. I have not seen the Rake since in my life, but I know that he has been in my room while I slept. I know and fear that one night I'll wake up to see him staring at me. I have got a lot of requested for this story recently, both by email and CVOX, so here it is. I couldn't find the original author. This is a repost of the story in an essay ghost thread. So if you know, comment and enlighten me.